So, do you work or do you study?
Well, I'm a working professional at the moment and I'm working with a very large organization. But at the same time, I like to learn a lot of things. So currently, I'm trying to learn NLP.
That's great. Um, do you live in a house or an apartment?
Well, at present, I'm living in an apartment and it's the top floor of my building. However, I have always wanted to live in an independent house and I am hoping that will happen very soon in the future.
Good. Uh, what do you like most about your home?
Okay, so the fact that there are a lot of plants in my home. Now, plants give me a lot of positive vibes. And one another thing that I like the most is that since I am living on the top floor, I have access to the terrace where I like to go for a walk, especially after the dinner. So I really appreciate that I don't have to go out for a walk. I can do it in my own building.
Is there anything that you would like to change?
Well, honestly, no, because recently I had my home renovated and I just changed the entire coloring and interiors of my home. So I'm pretty satisfied with the way it's looking at the moment. So, no, I don't want to change anything.
Well, that's great. Now we are moving to the next part of our speaking. Here's your question. Yeah, shall we start?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, so I think every now and then we keep on facing challenges in life, and I'm no exception. So, there are one major challenge that I would like to talk about was last year that it happened when I was working on my business idea. Now, I have always wanted to be a businesswoman because I feel that that ways I'll be able to do more value addition to people's lives. And it's not something random that was in my mind. I had the entire roadmap ready. In fact, I had a mentor who was teaching me about business stuff. And my idea was pretty concrete. So a lot of things were already ready. I had taken few steps in that direction. It was already 3 months down the line that we had been working on this idea. And in business, it is always said that you need to have patience because you may not start earning right away. And it was at that moment I realized that we had hit 3 months and still we were not going anywhere with this idea. And I realized that it's still going to take a lot of time. I was sure that it is going to work, but I knew that it's going to take a lot of more time. So I was ready to have that sort of patience in me. But at the same time, I got an offer, a job offer from a very large organization, which was like a dream brand for me. And at that point, I was like, now I am in two boats. Now I have to select one. And both the options seemed pretty dear to me. I was not ready to let go of any single option. But I knew that I won't be able to handle my business as well as this job single handedly. So I knew that I need to take a call and I need to let go of one thing, at least for now. So it was very difficult for me. I sat and I journaled my ideas, and I finally decided to go ahead with the job. And this whole experience taught me that sometimes you really need patience. Things may work out later, but for now, you really need to just keep your plans on hold. That is something I learned.
Great. Okay. Is it important to face challenges at times in life?
I think yes. I always tell my near and dear ones that challenges could be a blessing in disguise because these are the times when we realize our maximum potential. These are the times when we actually try to go out of our comfort zone. For example, let's say somebody is in a very bad relationship. Now, such a challenge would really urge this person to look inside and dive deep into their own personality to understand that why exactly they are attracting this situation. What is it inside them that needs to be corrected? And once that thing is corrected, then they become a whole new different person who never attracts that kind of problem. So I feel yes, challenges are very important for us to grow in life.
How do people usually cope with the difficulty in daily life?
Well, a lot of people I have seen, they like to just discuss it with their near and dear ones. And what I've observed is when they discuss it with their near and dear ones, they don't really look for a solution. They just want to vent it out. That is one of the ways they just want to let their stress out of their body and mind. And then there are those who are into spiritual practices. They like journaling. And when you journal, you uncover a lot of layers that why exactly you are facing this challenge. And a lot of people are into meditation also. Now, meditation is seen as a great stress buster if you know how to do it correctly. So, these are some ways people use to cope with their stress.
Is it better to face challenges alone or with support from others?
I really don't think that one should cope alone when they are in the midst of problems. I think at best they should discuss it with their the most dear one, at least maybe a friend or so, who can guide them or at least listen to them, if not guide them. And if the situation is really intense, if it's really a difficult situation, then people should look out for professional help also. So, whether it's a health concern or a relationship issue or a financial trouble, you may get a professional advice from professionals, be it whatever. Now, these days, a lot of relationship coaches, good relationship coaches are also out there who can teach you a lot about how to regulate your emotions, which we never really stop and pause to ask ourselves that where exactly or how exactly I need to regulate my emotions. So I definitely feel that we need help from others. We sometimes are not able to do it all alone.
Do you believe people become stronger as they grow older?
Absolutely. Because I feel that nobody's life is a bed of roses. Everybody has some or the other troubles that they have gone through or maybe still going through. And when we are facing such troubles, we grow as a person. If nothing else, we become resilient. We know how to bounce back in the face of adversity because sometimes that's the only option. Like, you can't just fall flat on your face and never get up. You have to get up. And when you get up, you know that you have grown that resilient bone in your body. So, yes, people definitely become stronger. And a lot of examples I have seen in my personal lives where people were struggling with financial obstacles and then they decided to gain some skills, which in turn led them to get a decent job. And finally, they are now sailing a smooth boat.